We're going to see more A play. We have seen that over the past few games that we've seen come through. And Sprout have battled their way into the A site with a kill from Speedy to put them into the advantageous position.
Really good position here for the Sprout side. You can see that paiN are slowly thinking of setting up this retake. They do at least have the kit and the smoke, but they're taking so much time.
The position of Rowls could really rattle the cage of paiN. He's coming around the backside. He's starting his flank with enough distraction. He might be able to get it done, but they turn. PKL turns to fight him. Rowls goes down, but there's still time to work with here for paiN, but not a lot of it. They get back in. The shots coming through. The kills will line up, but the time, it is so limited, and Slacks will line them up. A good double to take the pistol here for Sprout. Right now, so Sprout are going to back away and try and get over to this B site, but paiN have made that read as well. They're starting to get back over here too. This could get a little bit messy for Sprout.
This time is really low. 25 seconds. They're just getting the bomb towards B, and they don't have the utility to properly take the site. There's going to be so many crossfires to deal with on this B site.
With one, Slacks goes down, Rowls will fall as well, and the stack in the pistol starting to work out perfectly. Nekas takes two down with the USP on the gap, and finally has found some of that space. He's pushed all the way up towards the temple, but the fight in the temple will go Hardzau's way. And as much as they will pray, Stair and Laux now have to pull off the 2v4. It's the new addition to the Sprout roster, unable to get much done. He's down and out. And just Stair left into the 1v4. He's nowhere near this fight. And as we mentioned at the beginning of this round, the economy game for Sprout is non-existent. Now look at this. Barely any money left in the bank. So easy round for paiN to collect in the end. 4 players stay up. Good adjustments in the round itself too.
Back into more standard spots. Slacks might have the opportunity. I think he has been spotted though.
But look, you can use the distraction of paiN to come out from the red room, peeks up at the top, and now Hardzau under a bit of pressure. Can't hold. Stair takes him out, so now paiN has to do more. But this time, he has the big green, the sniper, posted up and looking towards Donut. Now drops back to watch main from the temple, setting up the distraction and the position of paiN. Runs out of ammo on the M4 and ends up getting taken down to the no-scope, but
smoke.
Yeah, there was. Interesting to see how this temple is going to play out. Hardzau. Look how many players they've got over here right now for paiN, though. Everybody's ready for this A play. This is going to be so hard for Sprout to get in. They finally deal with Nithon, but look at that from Hardzau. Double from the big box, still standing as well. Finally removed by Stair, but the work's already been done, and it's into the 2v2. A minute left, bomb down and loose. You've got to get that back if you're Sprout. And Stair realizes maybe a tempo fight is what's needed to turn the tides. And as soon as he looks away, PKL comes around the corner, takes the first kill, and spots outside. It's going to be very difficult to get away with not losing a lot of players here for Sprout. PKL, that's perhaps one way to give it away. paiN getting boosted up in the corner. Laux has already crossed on by. Over the top, spotting the bomb carrier and bringing it down to the ground. It's going to apply more pressure to Sprout now. He'll have to go and get it, and Nithon is not going to allow them to pick up that bomb, and every kill is going paiN's way. Spitty was the mid lurk, and they realize, well, everybody's gone in the main pack. They consider the mid play. They about to try and do that, but PKL here's the scope, and now the peek around with utility. The pins are pulled, and that's the sound cue that allows them those kills. And finally, Rowls will spring into action, but 40 seconds left, still in the 1 versus 2. A player on either bomb site right now for paiN. They're split up into this. Nithon and Hardzau both carrying AWPs as well.
Hardzau has looked back towards CT. He's scared that Rowls could have pushed all the way through top mid, but they're just not giving the fights away. And you can see Rowls is scared of so many different angles. Eventually he'll have to tap that bomb, and that's when it gets scary.
As soon as you put that down, you're dead to rights. AWP comes around the corner. Hardzau was able to get deep into. And look at the rotation starting to come back as well. You never really see Hardzau take the risk in mid, especially with AWP. So he's going to be coming back in from CT. paiN blinded and caught in an awkward spot. Stair with another kill in the round. Stair does absolutely everything. Rowls will finish and steal away the ace opportunity, but that is just... Now the AWP player has gone down without a fight. Stair again following up off the back of it. It is paiN to go down. And this is putting pressure on PKL, so he has to try and rely on Nekas to help him out. And in the meantime, there is a fight going down towards the A site too. PKL's been taken out towards B by Stair. And this A fight, if it goes the way of Spitty, that should be Sprout locking it in. It is just Nekas, but now the bomb can go back over towards A. The opening is there. And they'll dodge that fight on towards this B site and put Nekis in a real tough spot. This is going to be a safe call perhaps to the AWP.
Definitely could be. He was hoping putting the smoke behind him would confuse anyone who was up close. That has not worked though. Slacks.
Too much pressure to spawn towards A at all. It's been the mid fight for Spitty, and it's going to work out against Hartzell. Now Nekis going into the midst of a fight. Ster is going to take his life away, and every kill for Sprout has been picked up in a few seconds. paiN try and apply pressure, try and get into the midst of battle right away. And that has not worked out, and now Sprout is starting to lean back to the A site, and as you mentioned earlier, it is empty.
Completely clear. paiN is still over on B. They might start to rotate, but once they realize the bomb is down, I think they'll figure that that is not going to be a retake that's possible. paiN calling for a play out of spawn, just trying to get crazy aggressive out through B. It didn't look like the utility was good enough to actually allow that play, though. It kind of looked like they were relying pretty heavily on some flashes to get them into position. And losing that player in Donut obviously also was a pretty big deficit.
I think getting these rifles out of the hands of paiN is just so brutal because you don't have much money left over at all. If you had a couple of rifles, maybe you could do something in the next round, but Sprout realized that. They realized if they take everything away, then their opportunities to get much done at all going into the last round of this first half are very slim. And I thought will go down, no right block for the time being. They're gonna start filtering their way back into middle. Ster confident enough to fight through the cave on his own, and for good reason as he takes out Nekis. And with that kill, it is starting to look very good for the Sprout side as they now go down in towards middle. They go towards Donut. Maybe one kill can come in here for Hartzell, but getting much more is going to be very difficult. He will take down the low HP player of Ster, but tread it out. And now just down to 2 players for paiN.
Smokes are arriving. paiN are going to try and beat them to get out onto the site. It is Big Uzera going for the commit, but as soon as he goes down, PKL is left hoping that he can do something, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much.
Yeah, he's just holding, biding his time, but it is 7 rounds here for Sprout. PKL will go down. Out. Yeah, we should be seeing one deployed towards long, one towards short. Just lock off those 2 avenues. And now we'll see what the reaction of Sprout is. Do they just let them onto the site? Oh, that helps. The kill through the smoke, a second as well. It's always nice when you can get a couple of those because it frees you up to go for the boost over the top. The kills will come through. paiN will get the bomb down, but now they've got to do it in a 2v4. They've got to turn this one around, double the player count. Oh, the call onto Nython. He's just about...
paiN figured it out. Spitty's able to fire back, though.
Yeah, it's a good pick there. It's too easy, in fact. It feels too easy right now for Sprout to pull a couple of these kills through. Nekis has to be successful. As now, what was a really good position for paiN to be in is suddenly turned to Sprout being in the better position. And because of the cancelled play, 40 seconds, bomb is starting to run its way back over to this A site. Sprout realized there's nothing happening on the B site right now. We can rotate those extra players back over towards A. And they can't go quick through main because they would give away the steps in towards Donut. So this is going to be really low on time for paiN when they finally get into the A site. And when you're low on time, you can sometimes get caught out from these positions, and they're just ready. Utility's still held. It's getting shut down right now. No problem here for Sprout. Grid adaptation. This CT side is just rhythmic.
Being set up by Slacks. He's just had a second smoke dropped over to him too. They're going to have to clear out Temple first. Oh, that was awkward, but eventually successful.
Yeah, the 20th kill in a clean one, but it is the 20th nonetheless. Spitty gets another easy one onto Hartzell. But the time, it is taking in PKL. He's stuck around. He's playing with his food. He comes around. He denies. A double kill comes in. And the time is so damn limited. Spitty will get onto it and try his best, but even he realizes there's absolutely no time for it. Should give you the bomb plant. And oh, another smoke kill. Sprout have been getting so many of these just ahead of the retake attempt. Is giving them such a big advantage at getting back in. They've now got to deal with 3 players on the paiN side when it was 4 just moments ago. Nekis has seen Ster cross into the corner, but is flashed away. And Ster's got some ground. Nython under a lot of pressure. His teammates are going down, and the rifle is committed inside of the temple. There's no way he can peek out. He has to rely on the rifle, and Nython has jumped out. It's a kill on towards Rals. His teammates under so much pressure, but Hartzell is handling it. And the AWP of Nython has done enough work, and paiN will get their 10th round. Time is limited, even though the kills all come through for Sprout. It isn't done for Sprout, so they will have to play this retake. on the even player count. And Nithon's gone aggressive and goes into the close quarters, which delivers the MP9 a kill.
Both players in A main. And this bomb isn't even really planted. It's planted on the right side of the site.
2 smokes as well right now for Sprout. So even if you use the first one and it's not in the right spot, the information can now be used to throw that second one into a better spot. PKL, peek out onto Spitty is good, but Ral's not. And will they expect Hardstyle to come from the same position? Smoke is onto the bomb. Shots going through. Out of there through the smoke. 20 seconds left. Another player sent forward to try and commit to the bomb plant. This time it will go down, but paiN down a player looking to try and survive here on Ancient. Sprout have got 4 players positioned, all coming in from the same side, right? There's no flanks coming in. All the players coming in from this one position, and Rals is going to take his first kill. PKL is down, and they know they've got a player pinned on default. Hardstyle's doing everything he can, but it's not going to be enough. And Big Azera, everything left for him to do, and it's not going to be enough. It will be Sprout who take Ancient. They will take map number 1 of this series, and they look damn good doing it individually. Up for grabs for Sprout. They can get off to a fantastic start on the CT side. That might just help realize their dreams. But Slacks plays towards long early. PKL goes out for the fight, and it's Slacks to get a double right away. Hardstyle and PKL both go down, and Slacks will come away with his reward.
He was completely alone on long, but now Sprout have pushed through B. There might be some backup rotating to help Slacks in time, and Rouse even has some flashes which could help him.
Little jump peek from Big Azera, just trying to see if Slacks is still positioned towards car, so the flash will go over the top. It will force Slacks into a more of a excessive position, but look at his teammates. They've rotated over, and Spitty is on the flank through T-spawn. So if they try and get back out long, they would have to go into the rifle of the pistol of the German. So things still looking pretty rough right now for paiN.
God damn, would be impressive if he had a rifle already.
Yeah, I mean, it would be.
Yeah, there's still another CT flash too, so Slacks will jiggle peek, and Rouse will probably line that up any second.
All right, Slacks. Peace on out. He's already done so much work in this pistol, wants a bit more before going down. He will surely go down. There's the shot from Netkiss, but Max comes in with a double. Big Azera, Nithon down, and Netkiss.
You know, John Wick.
Yeah, exactly. You know. We all know how that starts. You know how it finishes. Laux holding from the car. It's a double kill from him. Netkiss and PKL, the victims of his rifle. And paiN try and get it out towards this B site. They still have to deal with Laux, who now has his teammates coming in to try and help him. The rifle goes forward, another pick from the car, and damage was down onto the back platform player. Laux is shutting this down alone. 4 kills so far for the newbie. He's going to be looking to take out Big Azera. He wants the ace here. Big Azera stuck inside of the smoke, goes over the top, and they will give it to him. Laux comes in with 5 kills.
Nithon, so he can try and work a pick. It's actually Big Azera out through the mid doors with a lovely adjustment.
That's a good kill to find, but he couldn't get away from it. But Big Azera will pick it up. Will it be a quick play now into the B site? Rao's trying to get back here to bolster the defense. He is the defense. He is the last pillar, and he will hold for 1. Goes down to the AWP of Nithon and PKL from middle. Over the top of the smoke, sees enough of Ster to take him out. And now puts his team in a very good position as they hold the player advantage, and they're into the B site. B site is very difficult to retake at the best of times, never mind being down a player. So the call to save finally comes through for Sprout, and paiN get their first round on the board here in Dust 2. Given his position away, and now they can apply pressure on towards him. The Molotov to send him wide. Ooh, he's starting to run out of ammo here as well. 12 bullets left. And his teammates aren't coming. They're not close enough to try and help him out, so he was fully committed into that. And his teammates nowhere to be seen. So he goes down without a fight. Slacks misses the shot and exposes himself to short as the utility fades away. Sprout getting toyed with in this one. paiN, no issues. Bomb will go down. Round will be secured.
Yeah, I'm not sure I love the positioning from Slacks there in that round. With the AWP, just playing so far back like that on the site, if your teammates fall and lose their positions, there's no way you're going to be able to lock that down on the...
They give him another chance, and this shot will not land. Plant will start to come in for paiN. Even though they are down a player, they will get the plant down and put themselves in somewhat of a comfortable spot, but it's the fighting of Rowls that's good for 1, finally traded back by Nithon.
Hardstyle still stuck on the site. Nithon holding back with that AWP, but doesn't hit the shot, and Slacks punishes him. Neck is now alone. Headshot lands, but still 3 more.
I don't know where that bullet went, but Netkiss is under so much pressure, and as you would expect, unable to hold, but finally starting to bring the bomb into the site itself. Still down a player into this post plant, but now the bomb is down. Got a player in the tunnels. Nekes needs to get a kill, and that's exactly what he'll go and do. Reloads under the window, trying to draw the fight in towards Nithan's AWP, but Lounx has already slipped the net. He's into the B site. He's found Nekes, and Nithon, now coming out of the tunnels, commits to the fight, and nearly gets back for the window kill. Slacks taps, not sticking it, goes up into the peak, and Nithon has called his bluff. He's dropped back to use the cover of the tunnels, and the time is ticking. Nithon not biting again, and Slacks will have to run away. Nithon makes the call twice to stay away, stay hidden, and that will pay off.
Yeah, I think first time he might have seen Slacks jumping up, but second time always cool. I think that's the main thing for the play, and see which of those teams have a chance to make it. Right now, it's looking pretty good for paiN in this round. They've traded effectively. They've got the AWP on the CT side out of the round. Now biguzera in a really good position, but Ster actually wins that fight with the FAMAS.
Yeah, that's the crucial kill that now turns this from a pipe dream into a possible reality, but the kill on Ster has come through, so it puts Rouse into the 1 versus 2. It's a nice snappy headshot. It now draws it into the 1v1. PKL plays within the site. Looking across with his head tucked down. Rouse thinks he's gone towards short, but PKL intelligently slips around the of the 4v3. paiN with the long control. They have got biguzera towards short. Now this position is so important that biguzera is able to deliver something from it. It's 1 kill on towards Lounge, but a quick trade out from Rouse, but Nithon has gained some ground, and instead of immediately committing to the plant, decides to scope in towards short.
It's not planted for long though.
That is the problem, right? His teammates out towards long, which means Nithon needs a kill, and he's got it. And now it becomes a Ster sandwich. And he's not going to like the fact he's the meat. Most delectable bit. He's going to be sitting down in towards CT, just jumping, desperately trying to find his way into this, and he starts to fight back, but that is a little noticeable. Successful on the play forward. AWP is about to be overrun. Lanx would love to come away with at least one, and he will get that one. A second picked up. Lanx with some quick shots brings down 2 lives of paiN, and they're yet to get that bomb recovered. And the flank, as I pointed out from the tunnels, has now arrived in towards short. This train doesn't look like it's going to be reaching the station. It's been cancelled, it's been called off. Missed shot from Lounge finally, but it just draws them into the crosshair of Ster, and he's going to take Nithon out of there. It's out down. AWP is about to be overrun. Lanx would love to come away with at least one, and he will get that one. A second picked up. Lanx with some quick shots brings down 2 lives of paiN, and they're yet to get that bomb recovered. And the flank, as I pointed out from the tunnels, has now arrived in towards short. This train doesn't look like it's going to be reaching the station. It's been cancelled, it's been called off. Missed shot from Lounge finally, but it just draws them into the crosshair of Ster, and he's going to take Nithon out of there. It's out down as well. 6 rounds. That is brilliant. Weakens the A site entirely. paiN realized they likely adjusted to the fact that they killed the flank, so they're just going to stay on A.
Maybe a better gun for Rouse. The AWP has been dropped, but the player in pit won't be easy to deal with.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's an AWP, so it's going to be an easy kill. And Lounge coming out through short, fights in towards the side. It's one of the PKL. Bomb will go down, but still 2 to recover here for Lounge.
Ammo.
And he's low on health and ammunition. 16 HP in towards short. Utility is buying off the wall. Flash after flash. Peek from the AWP. Comes around. None of them significant. I think now Sprout have controlled this.
Oh no, the timing.
Oh, the timing on the long play.
Nice shot, Nithon. Ster eventually able to make up for it. Still a player in CT, but biguzera, I think, is having to pull out the pistol right now, and the time is really against paiN. They've got to get onto the site soon. biguzera would love this kill, but the MAC-10 takes him down. Nice quick-fire double from Rouse, a triple overall.
Split will be played with Slacks to try and get into this A site, but there's a limited time.
Yeah, they're taking so much time to group up. They
That's
were
the
still
kill.
spread, but that's the pick Slacks was waiting for.
And he's got it. Now there has to be an acceleration. Now they have to get rid of Nekes, and that's exactly what they'll do. Slacks can look down into CT, misses the shot, but luckily stays alive. biguzera held back by utility, which will allow the plant to come in, and with that plant going down,
Dodging bullets like the Matrix right now. He's blind, he's terrified, he's still alive, but it's biguzera who gets his chance to shine.
Yeah, here we go. A1S We're going to lock in a good hold here.
Snuck past.
It's actually a really good angle, and he is aware that it is a possibility that the player has got beyond him, and he will reposition to deal with that. It was a good reposition, just failed with the execution towards the end, and now relying on his teammates, but Lounx has popped into action and found himself a couple of kills. 3 picked up already, but the time, it's so disappointing. Not enough. Oh, even with the heroics, the time, anything not being too effective here. Here comes Util to force him into the open. They see him. Doesn't matter, he still gets away with one. Quick trade though from Rouse. 9 seconds, flank around long, starting to come in. Stair not ready at all. And now it's Rouse left in the 1 versus 2. And could this be the clutch? An important clutch to put Sprout onto 11 rounds. A decisive part of the game. Rouse goes towards short, spots the head, unable to take the kill, and is down as paiN now take the lead. 11 to 10 on the board for the CT side.
Yeah, nicely done as they...
Is good on towards Slacks. He's down to 24, but not enough to take him out of the round. Hardsout's rifle will nip away, and all the kills suddenly turn for Sprout. Rouse instead with the headshots on the rifles, and Nithon and Nekis, they've had enough. They're starting to go back to long to save the way, and close by is Spitty. Could cause a few issues for them. He's pushing forward. Spitty, ooh, lucky there that Nithon was inaccurate. He's able to take him out. And now just Nekis. Everything could drop here for paiN. They could lose every weapon, and their money is not good either. This AWP is almost destined to die. They're over the top. Missed shot from Nekis. That one just went into the void. And Rouse will come around the corner. No. Oh, no, indeed. But is Nithon seen then? Finally, we'll get one and a double. Oh, they line up for the pistol. Oh, what a disaster for Sprout. It's all going down to the $350 pistol. This is a ridiculous start to the round, and it might just be a worse finish. Finally, Slash gets one back, nearly doubles up, but just there's too many players. There's too many players with good guns now to see this one being recovered. Oh, Sprout, you can't afford to drop rounds like this. 3 seconds and the rotation is back. This is going to be a disaster for Sprout. They have to hit some very quick shots, and they have to get into the site. 1 kill for Lounx, but the rest are going paiN's way. Nithon brings down the hammer, 2 kills picked up. They finally get the bomb down, but the jumping shots from PKL will close it. Just great work for paiN just to hold on to the utility. Sprout don't force it out of them. And in the end, it just takes 1 molly and a smoke, and the round's done. He's holding for it. Oh, he's not going to be too clean on the first bullet. It doesn't really seem ready for the second player to be there. So Big Zero trades it out 1 for 1. Now we'll see Sprout drop away from short instead of turning their attentions towards A. They want to finish on this B side. They're trying to split into B. They're being held back. They're not so quick up the B ramp here. Taking the time. And there's 2 players still inside of the site, but what a shot from Stair. Lank's able to follow up as well. And they're into the B site. The bomb will go down, and paiN will have to cancel this attempt. There's no way they're getting back into that B site. That's a brilliant round to find out of the hat, really, there for Sprout.
paiN looked like they had all the info after they pushed long. It looked like they were ready to be able to try and stop that B split. But it is those 2 stars I was talking about for Sprout. Lounx and Stair, both landing shots, both happy to play aggressive despite being the standout players.
More of a lurk roll, late activation likely to come through here for Lounx, and the main prong to the approach is coming up through the B ramp. It was a little late to get the molly out there from PKL, able to get it out nonetheless, and then peeks for the fight. It's a good hold here from Hardsout. Starts to crumble here. Sprout starting to really hit the deck finally into the B site, but they've sustained so much damage, and Slacks is alone. You would have to pull off the 1 versus 3. Bomb goes down. Smoke deployed out towards the doorway. paiN should be playing with the numbers advantages.
Slacks trying to use that smoke to maybe isolate a fight, but he needs a quick kill here.
Looks back to the tunnel, spots out Nekis, and it's not going to be enough from Slacks. paiN will bounce back in this series. They will take themselves the second map of play, and as hypothesized, it will end up being... Lounx will begin to fall further and further back. Sandbag's position being taken up for Slacks, and oh, the second one is damn quick. They tried to get onto the defuse with the smoke up to create some pressure, and pressure it has certainly created. It's chaos inside of the site, in fact, but Sprout coming out on top of it. PKL with a double back, but still 2 more to find. And limited time, no kid on his back for the time being, and Slacks will close.
Onto to the side. Biguzera tries to fight ahead of them. He's got 1 kill. A much needed kill to keep this round close. He's going to go back up again, but Spitty ready. Almost got dealt with, but now he can get that bomb down.
Yeah, it's a good pick here. Sprout have lost a player through the smoke. Suddenly, this very convincing round for Sprout has suddenly gone back into question. Will it be closed out? Will they be able to take this one and add forward to the tally, or will paiN find their way back through? Issue is here for paiN, there is no smoke. The smoke would apply pressure onto the bomb, but it just isn't there. And so the advantage still with Sprout absolutely in this position. Tap to try and draw the peak, and the peak will come through just to confirm that they're not on it. Instead, will even take a headshot upon his. PKL will fall away. Will be locked in. Spitty's going to try and cross it over. Rouse is low, so making that kind of peak is risky, and he will lose his life because of it. Slacks misses the shot. Spitty covers him off and makes sure that he will protect the bomb, and he'll get a second kill too, and that's the death sentence for the round for paiN. They will back away. It is just Hartzau who claims the rifle and saves that into the next one, but 5 in a row from Sprout here in the final map. Really strong start on the attacking side here. They're posting a good offense, and ooh, Hartzau's gonna hear the steps. His rifle's gone inside of the site. 1 from default, 1 from quad. They have a very quick rotation in from construction as well. So this is a setup designed to deal with this kind of play, and Sprout not a lot of time, which means they can't be methodical. They can't start to clear this with utility. They're just gonna have to fight, and the fight is stronger from the paiN side. Finally, Slacks and Spitty biting back into this one, but 7 seconds. You've got to leap to the site, and they don't have the time for it. They've got to run away. They've got to save this one. And Sprout quickly. Rotation is quick, and PKL goes up, takes a risk in peeking up atop of the boxes, and is able to come away with a kill. And that kill makes a big difference because it puts paiN into the man advantage position. Sprout will put the bomb down, but they have to hold it. They have to turn this into the round win and convert upon the plant itself. And this kill is so important. Stera takes the fight, isolates it against PKL, and is now drawing the numbers back to a 2v2. Stera's sticking around. He's still inside a default. Slacks trades it out 1-for-1 onto his fallen teammate, and is now Biguzera getting onto the defuse, tucking his head around the corner, and the defuse being stuck. Oh, just at the last second. It's a peak, but it's not enough.
paiN will rise to the possibility, but he's taking damage. Fight's going down elsewhere. Hartzau doing work. Slacks finally gets that trade back. They are going to commit to ramp, but a nice angle from Nekiz keeps paiN up a man.
Slacks is committing with the AWP up into the rifle. It's an easy kill from the FAMAS, maybe an ill-advised second peek, because it gives away his hard work and puts Rouse into a position where this 1 versus 3 in total looks doable. Peeks up with a short, had a 3v3 with a real shot at closing this.
Oh, Spitty's got the rifle in his hands, and he's put it to use. Quick-fired double. Python now coming back. He's got 1, but he's going to get hunted. Rouse drops down to his death, and now it's a 1-on-1.
Yeah, with a Speedy that did all the work originally, and he's still on high health. He's got himself a strong position. No kit, but he has got smoke. You can apply some pressure with it. The first tap to try and draw Spitty, but he's not going for it. He thinks you faked the first time. Spitty ain't going to bite down on this, and Python, not enough time left. Spitty's won the round without fighting. He does so much work in that post plant. There's 2 kills as he moves forward, takes their life. Silently, he's gaining a lot of ground. Finally spots out Hartzau, takes the kill. He's going to actually use that Molotov towards B stairs to comfortably put the bomb down. So this clutch is on now for Spitty. First kill collected. They've split up into this one as well. So they're playing 1-for-1 fights. Biguzera with the rifle. Nekiz is coming up the B stairs with a P250, and Spitty's in a pretty good position to try and isolate these fights into 1v1s. He's focused on construction, sees Nekiz, and as soon as that fight happens, the peek out from construction.
Hunks is above him.
Oh,
it's a freebie.
Yep, absolutely free. He'll take that one, no problem. Instead, making his way up into the A site. It's 1 before being traded out. Nekiz and Biguzera. Good trades indeed from both of those players, and that is going to keep paiN ahead. Heading into the final 25 seconds of round 12. Python positions himself in middle towards Sandbikes to deal with Spitty, who would likely look to activate late into this round, and ooh, he has actually caught a bit of a timing here. Netkes goes down upon the peak, out from the elevator, 10 seconds. Just Spitty now left as his teammate goes down within the B site, and bigazera a 1v1. He realizes the time. If he just stays alive, he's got the round in the bag, and that's exactly what'll happen. bigazera just plays with Spitty, drags out the round. Trying to read the short play too, and Rouse will decapitate Nithon's peak. Now just bigazera and Hardcell left in the 2 versus 4. What a recovery needed to try and exit this half ahead. Utility will start to dump in. It is 1 kill from the AWP at bigazera already. Suppose it is within touching distance so they can pick this one up. Utility's gonna go soaring towards default, but Spitty evades that utility and plants on the right side of the site to avoid utility on purpose. So now Sprout drop back with 3 players still standing. It feels good to try and close this half ahead. Slacks has got the pick on Hardcell. It's just now bigazera, and he's got the AWP close to hitting a very difficult level of whack-a-mole there, but not going to be happening here. bigazera, he's starting to run out of opportunities and time. Throw the smoke as a last-ditch effort to try and close this half out, but the half will go in favor of Sprout. He's on a trampoline, and now he realizes, well, he is alone on the trampoline, like me as a child. But here he is trying to hold this one. He's got his friends finally coming around. That part didn't happen to be, but we're going to see if Slacks turns around and holds it. Famas is good for 1 pick. Hardcell. P250 is good for 1 back, and they're trying to steal away the plant, but a commitment around the corner to deny that plant from going down, and it will be stopped and held off at bay by Sprout. Slacks is under pressure. That smoke going to be spammed, and the kill will be given to bigazera, pulling it back into the 4v4. Equilibrium once again established at the 35-second mark. Stair dives into the crane smoke. Using distraction of his teammates, perhaps he's in a very powerful position. His teammate Ral is pulling the kill onto bigazera, but yet to make his move. Stair is still in the powerful spot, finally unleashes, denies the plant, goes in for the second, and Stair cleans it up. A lot of time still left here for paiN. They're gonna molly out the sandbags. Ral's gonna take damage from that, but bigazera does not ready himself for it, and Ral's gets a multi-kill. 2 kills picked up. bigazera and Nithon down, and now there is a shot. Lounce into the 1 versus 2, and he decides to commit through the Molotov, smokes it right away. Knows that they're likely doubled up, or at least one has gone towards short. Lounge is going to climb on up, sees both of them, and the lineup is there. Lynx gets the double, and that is a disaster for paiN. Everything looks so good for them.
35 seconds.
Yeah, not a lot of time left here. And the more time you use up, the more chaotic it is going to be in the final few seconds of your attack. So many players to try and deal with playing in front of the smokes. This is not going to be an easy finish for paiN. This might not be a finish at all towards the site. Stair holding a double kill. Bomb loose. Rouse peeks up alongside of him. It is convincing from Sprout. It is a solid hold. Only 1 player going down in the round, and it's Lounce once around already.
Puts a smoke down. He's still looking for info. They need this kill quickly.
Well, Slacks looks to deliver it, and he will get 1 under pressure as bullets ring through the tart, but here they come. Right in from the other side, up the ramp. Slacks has repositioned. He's now got his teammate Stair alongside of him, and Nithon is going to rip him apart. So the AWP with more pressure on it, but Nithon with some crucial kills right at the end of the round. paiN get on towards the site.
May have to play a little more passive on ramp. Mouse getting a kill elsewhere. Smoke goes down. PKL could go through it. Indeed, he does. Spitty up close, still able to trade and keep Sprout on top.
45 seconds. Here come paiN up through a short side knife and quick to react. And that's going to be Speedy out of play. Lounx, AWP in hand, waiting for the short play, but smoke will go up and stop him from having impact, and the Molotov really prevents him from finding a wider angle to try and peer down into short as well. Nithon going to play in behind the sandbags. 25 seconds. Hardcell leaps towards the site, and Nithon will catch him. It's now just Lounx in the 1v2. Plant committed to, and Nithon is starting to really... Well, they gather as they turn their attentions to finish on this B side. The molly for quad indeed placed correctly, but Lounx extends quickly from it. Headshot collected on the dig. Another one from Rouse, and it's all down to Nithon. Now 1 versus 3 needed on the AWP to save them from this absolute disaster. It's already 1 on towards Ral's, but the AK's been switched out to. He still has 2 players to find, and they've doubled up, and they now go around the corner. Nithon sees them taking damage all across.
Still playing in towards quad. Laux was playing there previously. No smoke in his hands. Spitty has one which could help if that position were mollied. paiN were trying to fake A little bit, but I don't know if they really did enough to bait that out. You can actually see Sprout have the read on this. They have another player rotating over to B. There is that smoke for quad as the play comes in.
Well, Spitty is held off. Neckers, a double comes in from Spitty. Bigozera burns 2 away, but the damage has been felt, and Bigozera now left in the 1 versus 3. Enters the site from the stairway. Molly goes in the middle, considering so many positions, but he doesn't have a lot of time here. They start to feed him, but the kill comes in, and Sprout will lock themselves.